So, this is Steve. Steve has a job interview in 10 minutes, $12 in his bank account, and exactly 3 confidence-related YouTube videos telling him to fake it till you make it. So Steve is standing in front of a bathroom mirror. Chest out, fake smile, power pose activated, looking like a motivational speaker who got lost on the way to the conference. Because apparently, confidence is now a costume, and if he wears it hard enough, reality will eventually get confused and agree. Unfortunately, reality is not that easy to gaslight. Here's the weird thing. Fake it till you make it didn't start as terrible advice. In fact, part of it is actually backed by psychology. There's an idea called acting as if. The basic concept is simple. Sometimes action comes before belief, not after. You don't become confident, then do the thing. You do the thing. Then confidence slowly shows up. Kind of like a friend who said they'd arrive at 7 p.m. and appears at 9:30, with no explanation. Think about the gym. Nobody walks into a gym on day 1 feeling like a fitness god. You walk in feeling awkward, confused, and slightly concerned that every machine might somehow kill you. But after enough reps, you start becoming the kind of person who goes to the gym. The action creates the identity, not the other way around. So far, fake it till you make it sounds pretty smart. And this is exactly where the advice should have stopped. Instead, it escaped psychology, ran into social media, got a 6-figure coaching package, and completely lost its mind. Now the advice isn't act before you feel ready. Now it's act like you're already successful. Act like you're already confident. Act like you're already rich. Act like you're already an expert. Which sounds great, until your brain starts asking uncomfortable questions, like, okay, but are we any of those things? Let's check on Steve. Steve hears this advice and immediately buys a fake luxury watch online. Because apparently success can be delivered in 2 business days. Steve puts it on, looks at himself, waits to feel powerful, waits to feel important, waits to feel successful. Nothing. Because deep down, his brain knows exactly what happened. It was there for the purchase. And that's where psychology gets interesting. Researchers found that when people try to signal success without actually building success, it can backfire. Not because they're stupid, because maintaining a fake version of yourself takes effort. Your brain is constantly running 2 programs, the real version and the performance version. And running 2 versions of yourself at the same time gets expensive. Psychologists call this emotional dissonance, which sounds like an indie rock band, but it basically means this. Your outside and your inside are telling different stories. Outside, I'm doing amazing. Inside, I haven't slept properly in 3 days. Outside, absolutely, I've got this. Inside, I have absolutely no idea what's happening. Your brain notices that mismatch, and it creates stress. Because now you're managing reality and the performance. You've probably done this yourself. Someone asks, "How are you?" And instead of answering honestly, you give the official human response. Good. Meanwhile, your nervous system is filing 17 complaints. This is called surface acting, and research consistently links it with burnout, lower job satisfaction, and feeling disconnected from what you're doing. Basically, pretending becomes another job, and it doesn't even pay well. Back to Steve. Steve now has 3 personalities. Interview Steve. LinkedIn Steve. Actual Steve. At this point, he's basically running a small corporation, and all 3 departments hate each other. Here's the trap. People think confidence comes first, action comes second. But confidence is usually evidence, not magic. Imagine trying to feel confident about playing the piano without ever touching a piano. Your brain isn't being negative, it's being logical. It wants receipts, not motivational speeches. And this is where most self-help advice gets weird, because it treats confidence like an emotion. When confidence is often a result, you don't get confidence. Then take action. You take action. Then confidence starts showing up as proof accumulates. Every rep, every conversation, every attempt, every awkward beginning. Your brain starts collecting evidence and eventually says, "Oh, maybe we can do this?" So does that mean you should wait until you feel ready? Absolutely not. If humans waited until they felt ready, nothing would ever happen. Nobody would start businesses. Nobody would ask people out. Nobody would upload their first YouTube video. Nobody would go to the gym. Nobody would leave toxic jobs. We'd all just sit around, refreshing productivity videos, and calling it growth. The real solution is simple. Fake behavior, not reality. Big difference. Act like someone who studies. Don't pretend you're already an expert. Act like someone who exercises. Don't pretend you're already fit. Act like someone who is learning. Don't pretend you've already mastered it. Fake the rep, not the result. That's the entire game. Actually, let's do something useful. Right now. No mindset hacks, no manifestation, no pretending, just biology. Take a slow breath in through your nose. 4 counts. Hold for a second. Now breathe out slowly, longer than the inhale. That's it. Congratulations. You just did something that actually affects your nervous system. No vision board required. Now, while you're calmer, don't tell yourself, "I am confident." Your brain might reject it. Instead, tell yourself something true, something actionable, something boring. I'm sending the email. I'm making the call. I'm uploading the video. I'm taking the next step. Small, true, useful. Your brain trusts evidence more than hype. One last time. Let's check on Steve. Steve still has that interview. He's still nervous. His palms are still sweating. His bank account is still aggressively disappointing. But now he's not trying to convince himself he's secretly a CEO. He's just focusing on the next action. Walk in, answer honestly, do the best he can, and let reality decide the rest. Because confidence isn't a costume, it's a receipt. It shows up after the work, not before it. So stop faking the result. Start collecting evidence. One boring rep at a time. Fake the rep, not the result. And if you've got one thing you're about to do anyway, drop it in the comments. Not who you're pretending to be, what you're actually doing next. And subscribe, unless you're faking interest in this channel. In which case, this video probably didn't help. See you in the next myth.